This video, we're going to take a look at Washington and how they threw their fades. And if you watch Washington at all, the fade ball and the way that Penix, Adunze, and all those receivers could really make plays with their one-on-ones was huge for the offense. And we're going to talk about how this is good for basically any offense and how you can tailor this around everything that you do. Obviously, when you're trying to throw a fade, you love to throw it with no safety help. So right here, as you're looking against Oregon, no safety help. You've got a press corner right here. Tons of space. You feel like you can win to the outside. Use your body to own your space. Not let them push you to the sideline. And pretty much any offense, whether you're wing tee, whether you're spread, whatever your base set is, you can get a one-on-one, and that's what you're looking for. Right here against Oregon, down here on the goal line, 20 personnel set. You know that there's no safety help. These guys are trying to bring pressure. You can catch this thing and get it out. And that's what Washington is able to do right here. You see, he just catches it, one step, and we're getting it out. Fullback releases right here. Now, of course, if you knew that you're going straight there to the fade, might keep him in to make sure you don't get any pressure. Back does stay in. Now, of course, if it would have been zone, maybe a too high look, could flip it out here to whether it's a screen, whether it's a quick game, whatever it is. Right here, as you're seeing, one step, feet in the ground. Now we're throwing the ball up and out, and you can see DB's trying to push the receiver to the sideline. Wide receiver is pushing back against pressure, trying to hold his space. And right here, really just gave his guy a chance, not just a back shoulder or anything, but allowed his guy just to fight. Unbelievable play. Just give your guy a chance one-on-one. Now, of course, you'll see some other clips where there's some back shoulder and everything. Other things you can do right here. Obviously, if you got outside leverage, you can run a slant. If this guy, he's belling, you can set that thing down or you can run an out. So anytime you can get a one-on-one, if you get really good at those, basically 3 or 4 routes, a slant against outside leverage or maybe square leverage, a fade against inside leverage press, an out, maybe in the inside leverage or a guy that's giving ground and a hitch, you should be able to win those one-on-ones. You don't have to be just a dominant player, but you have to be a guy that can fight through contact and make contested catches. And Washington had those guys all over the field. We'll keep looking at more looks where they got those one-on-ones. Another look here, and of course, again, you're looking for a one-high look, no safety help. Again, that's another big reason why a lot of teams are using this fullback, getting in the tight end fullback sets where you're in 21 personnel. They're really looking to get these one-on-ones out here so they can win with their best player. Now, of course, the team that I remember from just a few years ago that was really good, and of course, I say a few years ago, Dak Prescott's been in the NFL for a while now, but when Dak Prescott was at Mississippi State, of course, you had to account for his legs, and he's like an extra back in the backfield, so a lot of one-high looks. Now, one-high looks, you can take advantage of that one-on-one on the outside like Washington can right here. Now, right here against Oregon, again, safety rolled to the middle. This safety had rolled down, so you feel good. We're one-on-one to the outside. We'll see how this plays out. As the ball gets snapped, you can see you got to read the release. And right here on this one, you see, again, it's a one step because we're inside the 20. Read the release, a little bit of a buzz. He's got outside leverage. Let's see if this guy's over the top or behind. If you stop it right there, this DB's on top. So if you're looking at this guy right here, he's on top. Receiver's behind. So that tells me right now I'm going to throw this thing back shoulder. Got to put some pace on the ball. Don't want to, again, aiming point. I want to hit him. I want to hit this receiver right on the back shoulder. Got to put some good pace to it so he can't flip his eyes around and see it. When the wide receiver starts to adjust, and Penix was great at this. He had great pace to the football, throws it up. You don't want to throw it low. Throw this thing up for your guy and back shoulder. Unbelievable throw and catch right here. Adunze, strong hands, goes up, gets it, snatches it away from the DB. DB's trying to split his hands. As you're seeing, just not quite quick enough, not strong enough to knock it out. Great play. And again, any team can do this. But what you have to do, you can't go out there and throw it once a week in practice. You have to go out there and you have to throw a ton of one-on-ones and get good at it. That's what Washington did. I'm sure they just go out there and they throw a ton of fades and get really good at catching those fades, competing for the ball, and win those one-on-one routes. Their look here in twins, again, get to a one-high look. See the safety rolled here. We're one-on-one down here. Just give your guy an opportunity. Now, this isn't the greatest ball. It looks like they have a chance to run the football here inside, so this is a bit of RPO. Can step back, throw it if you felt good about this fade. If not, we can run inside zone here. But on this one, catches it, again, one step, put this thing up and out, give your guy a chance. This is against Boise, and it turns into a back shoulder fade. Now, of course, I think most coaches would say, hey, put this thing up more, know your receiver, let him go and make a play over the top of him. But right there, again, just give your guy a chance. You got a back turned here by the DB, so he's able to fight through contact, adjust to it way quicker than the DB can. Now, of course, throwing these fades, especially back shoulder, can't throw a back shoulder fade if that guy's looking at you. But the great thing is, if that guy's looking at you, now you can run a read, you can run an out route, whatever it is with that. So just don't throw a back shoulder fade if that guy's looking at you. He's going to be able to adjust just as quick as the receiver is. So something to keep in mind right there. If they are getting their eyes on the quarterback and giving the wide receiver a blind spot pretty quickly, turn that into a vertical read where he can sit it down, turn it into an out route, something along those lines. Another look, this time open field. And again, you can see one high look. Safety's directly in the middle of the field. Other safety rolled way outside the hash. He sits for just a little bit. And you can see that's what Penix is looking at. He's making sure the safety doesn't get over there and make it 2-on-1. He could throw this bubble over here to the side, but he realized that safety's hanging. Let's throw this thing up. And again, whenever Penix gets his eyes to him, let's see where the DB is. So they're on him now. DB's over the top. So let's put this thing back shoulder. Got to put some pace on the ball. And you can see just he rips this thing. That dude has an extremely strong arm. A lot of people underestimate what that arm is. Great ball. I mean, look at that thing exactly where you want to put it. So he's still over the top. Wide receiver tries to own his space here. Doesn't really just get a ton of contact. But right there, adjust late. That's exactly what you're looking for whenever you get a back shoulder fade. Great throw and catch. This is against Utah, and you're getting an off corner here on this. Now, if I was seeing this, I'd be working maybe slants, hitches, things like that. But still want to go a fade. This is on a 2nd and 10. Bit of an RPO. You got the arrow. You got that mid zone to the left. Quarterback decides to take it. Now, whenever he takes it, he is getting a little bit of pressure right here in his face. DB's obviously over the top since he started off playing way off. And Penix, he ends up just ripping this thing out. Just give your guy a chance. And just that arm strength that he's got, that guy was flat-footed. Another thing you can talk about, if these guys are playing off and they're playing flat-footed right there, maybe you can get over the top of this DB like they do on this one. Unbelievable throw with that guy in his face, puts it right in stride. Again, great strong catch. And right there, whenever you see somebody extend, get two hands on the ball right there, DB's trying to split the hands, trying to knock it away. That's tons of reps. That's tons of strength. That's time in the weight room. That's time on the jugs machine, catching the ball, getting strong hands. And Washington came down with more one-on-one balls than I've probably seen any team do this past year. Really similar look here on this one from Washington. This time they're in bunch instead of twins. Again, a one high look. This one actually looks like a go ball to me. So if you're looking at this one, you got Penix. He's getting a big 3 and a shuffle. So right there, if you're getting a big 3, I'd say this is more of a go. But just look at the pace and the absolute rocket he has to throw right here. Puts it right in stride. Again, a one-on-one. Tons of time in practice to be able to throw and catch that. I mean, it's just a rocket right in the bucket right there for your receiver. Unbelievable throw and catch. Tons of time. Winning your one-on-one routes isn't something that's easy. Something you got to spend time on, whether it's fades, goes, slants, outs, doesn't matter. Got to throw those balls all the time to make it work. Another throw here that's really impressive and great call. I mean, this is a quad set. They motion in right here. Could throw the bubble. Now you get a one-on-one here. So again, when you're game planning, find your one-on-ones. If you're going to specialize in throwing fades, slants, those one-on-one routes, find where you win. And whether you're 10 personnel set and you get in quads and get a one-on-one, whatever it is, this is a 3rd and 3. So key moment, right as you stop it, DB's over the top. Not going to be able to get his eyes around. So right now we have back shoulder, ends up double clutching, rips this thing. This is a pretty wet game. Great ball here, and the wide receiver ends up using his body to help shield this, protect it from the DB. Of course, rather reach away from our body, make a play with our hands. But here, probably didn't have quite the confidence in it because it was wet. Let it get into his body. Again, great throw and catch. When you're one-on-one in a key situation, find a way to move the sticks late in the game against Oregon State. Now we're going to show a couple plays where DB did a really good job of covering, and a lot of times the guys that are going to do a great job covering a fade, they end up working outside leverage, and that's what happens right here with this one. You can see he's outside leverage. He's patient. He's not lunging right here trying to jam. And right here on this one, Penix just throws it up. DB's in a great spot. Now, you want to be in a great spot where you can see through the receiver to the ball. That's what USC is right here. Tries to make fun of the ball. Just not strong enough to fight through it right here. Wide receiver comes down with it. But that was a really good job of covering the fade, probably anticipating it quite a bit. Now, if you roll that thing back, where would they win? They could easily win right there on a slant or in-breaking route. But instead, they still throw the fade. He anticipates it. He's able to get over the top and play through the wide receiver to the football, even though the wide receiver makes a play on it. No, look here, this time from Arizona State, playing the fade. Now, again, what we need to be outside leverage if we can, slide slightly to the outside of the receiver, be patient, give it a little bit of ground, see what he's doing. Now, of course, again, if you burst to the in-breaking route, a slant, anything right there could be a good play. Now, whenever he takes off, let's try to continue to stack, stay over the top, stay square. DB's able to see through the receiver to the ball right there just based off of his leverage, and that had to be a perfect ball. That's about the only place you can put it. Would say, hey, maybe you can throw the thing back shoulder with the guy right there, put it more here on the line. But DB does a good job. He's able to see the ball, play through that, was patient, not just lunging at the receiver. Pretty good coverage. Turns it into a tight window right there on that. Maybe throw the ball a little bit more back shoulder. Could have a chance there. This play right here is actually the best coverage all year on a fade. And right here, again, outside leverage, slightly outside. Be patient. Give it a little bit of ground as you're reading the route. Wide receiver, he's trying to go outside, and he has a slip, go vertical. Center field turns it. Now, when he center field turns it, if this guy can restack, get over the top of him, now he's got him beat. But right here, great job recovering, giving some ground as he's center field turning. Now he can play through the wide receiver to the football. Again, restack. If that receiver can square him up, get over the top, but instead he slips to the inside, hand on the hip right here. As you see, any DB coach is going to talk about, hey, we got to control the hip right there as we're going up for the football. Got to make a play. If we can't make the play, we want to get him on the ground. Right there is able to make the play, knock it down. Really good ball there as well, based off the release. Throw that thing out there. If this DB doesn't just make a great athletic play, I think he runs right underneath it, walks to the end zone right there. But good play there by DB, good patience. Now, of course, if you know the DB's playing like this, you can center field turn right, 2, 3, right now. You see, hey, center field turn, tons of space on a slant. Got to be good at the slant, got to be good at the fade. If you can do that, you're going to win a lot of one-on-ones. Of course, now I throw a hitch and an out on there. Maybe the quarterback telling you exactly what he wants from you based off the leverage, or you could just read it like a short vertical read on a hitch and a fade. Should be pretty good in your one-on-one situations. Just looking at why you need to be able to win your one-on-one, what issues this gives to the defense. Now, of course, the defense, number one thing they want to talk about is, hey, you got to stop the run. If you ever talk to a defensive guy, number one thing that they're going to say, you got to stop the run, because you can't let the offense dictate the game, hold on the football. That's what Michigan did all year last year. They too good up front, ran the football, and they were explosive enough on the outside to make people go too high or win their one-on-ones outside. Now, this is the same thing with Washington and all these offenses. Pro-style offenses, they're running the spread as well. They're getting into different sets. Like Lincoln Riley, he kind of started this, getting into a lot of 21, 11 personnel sets, but then able to move guys around, get into empty, do whatever they want to do. So right here, 20 personnel sets, they're afraid they got to stop the run. So they got a lot of guys, a lot of eyes in there. Now you got a one-on-one outside, and that's all you're looking for. If you're getting a press, they're taking away the easy throw just by alignment. Now you got to be able to win your one-on-ones outside, because the defense, they're going to say, hey, we don't want to run the football, and we don't want to give up big plays. That's going to be the two top things of any defensive coordinator that they talk about. They're just your typical run-of-the-mill defensive coordinator. That's the things they're going to say. So if you can run the football, give them the illusion that you're going to get 20 personnel, 21 personnel in the box, and they have to go one high look. Now you got to win your one-on-ones outside. You're going to give defense coordinators a ton of issues if you can do that. But I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch everything we have going on throughout the college football season, and we'll see you guys again in the next video.